So this morning, Lou woke up and tried to get out of bed and doubled over in abdominal pain. Couldn't move for maybe a minute, which is really worrying.
There are more murderers in Canada than the doctors. And so, that's not true.
I just spent the past 2 or 3 days with on and off fevers.
He's had the same infection for months. I've been reading about the Canadian doctor shortage just to get an idea of why are things like this. This is just ignorance, malpractice. I don't know what this is. Canada will be short about 44,000 physicians by 2028. In the time that I have run around chasing my own tail, I could have flown back to Australia, seen a doctor, gotten the antibiotics, and flown home. As far as I can tell, Canada has 17 medical schools, and those 17 medical schools are guaranteed 90% of the residencies that you must go through in order to become a licensed doctor in Canada.
Lou was called to ask them to communicate with the doctor, and they don't. They try to pass it off as if they had.
They stare at me like deer in headlights. No idea. Can't even remember the patient's name. 90% guaranteed to those students. So those students aren't the best students, but they're gonna get that residency. I've spoken to these same professionals over and over again, and every time they act like they have no idea what I'm talking about.
Even if they're Canadian students who went abroad to study and come back, they don't qualify for that.
Yeah, there may be as many as 13,000 medical doctors in Canada who are not practicing because they haven't completed a 2-year residency position.
Doctor is on vacation until October 23rd. The doctor replacing her is also on vacation this week. It is very important that you go to the emergency room as soon as possible. I just don't want to have an infection like eating away at my face until it gets to my brain anymore, you know?
A staph infection can be a death sentence. Canada has a go-away policy. Go away and get trained and don't come back. International applicants to residency positions has fallen by 25% in just a decade. Why do you have a doctor shortage? I can think of one country where having a staph infection in the hospital would be a terrible thing. Probably a country that has a shortage of doctors because they refuse to allow Canadians who've studied abroad residencies. Okay? It's completely self-inflicted.
Tomorrow, I have an appointment with a totally different ENT. They may be able to prescribe me the actual medicine that I need after many weeks.
So I'm not in healthcare, neither is Tristan.
It's frustrating that Lou felt that they couldn't be proactive about this kind of pain, these symptoms. There's no reason it has to be this way. And it's dangerous.
All I do is add to the economy and suffer.
We've been together 5 years and we've never been out to dinner. We've never been to a movie. I really want to see Wicked.
I know.
And let me tell you something about Wicked. At the worst time mentally in my whole life, I had Wicked playing, like the audiobook, like the full series, constantly in my ears so that I didn't have to hear one single thought of my own. And that is how I got through the worst mental time of my life. Wicked is playing right now, and it's important, I think, that one little bit of joy. We might be able to go on our first movie date ever because of you guys. We didn't see the first one in theaters because I can never forget what is happening on my face because it hurts so much all the time. Like, I don't want to write our stories because I feel so horrible that I can't get into the mindset of a character. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to answer the door. It's not super common for a tooth infection to spread to the soft tissues of your face, but it's very treatable. It does happen. It's becoming pretty clear that I can't count on medical professionals to treat me. And this prolonged state of misery and agony, this is completely avoidable. It's like Christmas. Or the opposite of Christmas. They ruled in his favor.
Yeah.
The evidence shows that the tenants owe $14,500. The tenants were not present at the hearing. This was the one that we were in the waiting room for 5 hours. And I sent them evidence of it. And they said we didn't show up. Oh. The tenants tenants are not more than 3 weeks behind in the payment of the rent at the time of the application being filed. Therefore, the termination of the lease is not justified.
So at least it's not an eviction and we're going to send a bailiff after you. That's when we would be actually getting into big trouble. Because if a bailiff comes knocking, then they tow your car or whatever.
Is anybody out there a lawyer? There was a person in the comments who asked, what's the cost of moving? Why can't you afford to move? The cost in labor and finances is phenomenal.
Yeah, if you want to do it very cheap, there's a lot of physical labor that is assumed. Cleaning, buying all the boxes, fuel, down payment on the new place.
In our case, our stuff from the basement has to be cleaned professionally because mold is like a biohazard, you know? And if you pay movers, if you're not capable of moving all the heavy furniture yourself, you have spinal injuries.
Yeah,
And we've both been fighting horrible infections for a year and a bit. If we have to secure somewhere in Ontario, landlords illegally demand 6 to 12 months rent up front because we are foreign freelancers. People outright deny even a viewing of a rental home because we were new and didn't have Canadian credit history. Falsely claimed that it was required for renting in Canada. It is not. There's no legal basis for that. Another asked for 12 months of rent up front. It is not legal, and yet we cannot stop it. Another asked for 6. This place we paid 6. That is $14,500 Canadian or so that we had to pay immediately to set foot in this property. This property.
Oh my god.
So that's a little daunting. Donations have come in, thank you, so that I could get my blood work, Luke could get antibiotics, we could start whittling away at this stuff.
I think redoing an application to the Rainbow Railroad for you.
Maybe.
With your history of having already gone there before.
I applied to the Rainbow Railroad before we even left for Canada. It was one of the many things that I looked into doing. The organization's great. It helps queer people immigrate to Canada. It's just that we fall through the cracks.
The other thing is how a lot of support is set up to help people that are under the age of 29. You do understand that the transgender life expectancy is 39. This may have something to do with it, do you think?
I'm doing a lot of work. It's not getting a lot of results by myself. It gets incredible results when I have help, when I even have you through GoFundMe. That has taken us so much farther in the past 2 months than the previous almost 2 years.
Yes, big time.
It gets frustrating because I think we're exactly the kind of people that these things are meant to help. What I've drawn, that's our concept art. That's like the icon. That's the dream. That's the collection of many ideas of what this property could be. And wherever we go, it's gonna change to adapt to the place we find.
The point of the inn is to interview local people that are there, your local businesses, your local artists, your local government, and get an idea of what's going on. What do people need? What kind of space do they need?
It's gonna change, and it's gonna be the best version of itself that we can make it for that area.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I think people just need a space to gather, and then they take off.
A third space.
Make contact with the community and find out where the loneliness is.
Yeah.
What the need is.
Yeah.
And do something to meet it.
When I was 17, I had a vision of sitting at a desk and having an assistant come in with a bunch of equivalents to GoFundMe, and then I would put $5,000, $10,000 in the hands of those artists, and anonymously.
Yeah.
You don't have to prove it to me.
No, I'm gonna fund so much gay.
We fund so many gay games here. Oh my god. First, you might have to see us do some marketing.
Unfortunately, we want to make it so that nobody else has to make a docu-series about their lives if they don't want to.
Yeah, because that's crazy. You do very well, though.
Thank you.
I'm doing it to get money for all of us, so just support us.
Yeah.
We gotta get money to give money.
Less decrepit, noxious, disintegrating feelings.
Full of at least 2 less holes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We couldn't have done it without you guys' help.
Thank you for allowing us to treat these things. If anything happened to Lou, there wouldn't be a future for me, One day we will be able to pay this forward. We just gotta live long enough to get there first.
It's been a very hard day. I could tell you about the visa, I could tell you about the refusal letter. It's like, hey, I know we said that you had until May 2026 to leave, but we'd prefer if you left in 30 days. I could tell you, like, I battle with real hatred. Quebec has made us sicker than when we arrived. That for me, as an Australian country with tourism as the forefront of our exports, who takes in Canadians every year, to be like rejected by the Canadian Immigration Office and asked to just leave for no real reason, makes me feel hopeless and makes me feel used. Makes me wake up so angry, it feels like my head is gonna explode. I feel so powerless and so chewed and spat up. I could tell you about that.
New to the country, you need to go out there and meet people and make friends.
Yeah.
In your den of sickness.
Yeah. We are waiting on our onboarding with Yameena Ansari.
Pay the invoice for the onboarding.
Oh,
Thank you, GoFundMe.
yeah. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hey, Yameena.
Hi, how are you? Oh, well, this is great.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
It's pretty exciting.
Months between infection brain and antibiotics brain, so just coming out of that and
You
hopefully...
cannot catch a break.
No.
We had someone offer to hire an Etsy witch, and we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we did
That
these.
should be your next GoFundMe.
Yeah, witch services.
Yeah, it's a good idea for sure, and I'm writing
You've
it down.
already hired the attorney.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to you too soon, okay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Wheel!
Yeah.
I'm so unused to looking for something helpful and finding it and
Yeah.
making a good call about it.
Mm-hmm.
I found her from a news article, and I didn't think she'd be available. And I was just like, F it. I never find something that seems useful and it works. Yameena is so capable that she gives me relief hangovers after every call. I'm like, am I dealing with someone I can trust?
What?
She's so sweet.
She's so sweet.
You're just so much work.
What? Thanks, Yameena. Can you tell that to my dad? Look at me. Look at my face. It was about time I got some goddamn justice. So the ODQ, they are strictly there to investigate and make sure that people who are practicing dentistry are doing so safely. I went through the process. I submitted a lot of documents to them. Oh, it feels incredible to have this validated. It means so much to hear from a governing body. No, this wasn't supposed to happen to you. This is not normal. And we're gonna do what we can so that it doesn't happen to other people. Like that is what government is supposed to do. And this is the first time since coming to Canada, I feel really that has happened for me. I can use that as evidence in the case where I get any restitution for damages or anything like that. It's a big win. And it is because of you. Because I needed lawyers, and I was able to have that access because of you donating to the GoFundMe. This is the difference that you are making in my life. With every passing week, you find a new way to propel us forward towards this dream and towards, just not dying. But mostly towards the dream, which requires us to not die. So I'm very grateful. Thank you. We're going to see Wicked. Yeah. This isn't exactly the state that I wanted to meet Miss Elphaba in, but what can you do? I'm very excited. You're cute. I could get used to Canada, if it stopped trying to kill me a little bit. Here. The first movie we've ever been to together, and the first time I've been to the theater since Cats 2019.
Yeah, MHA something. I can't even remember what it was.
Yeah, and that was a couple years ago. 4 to 5 years over here. About 6 for me, since we've been to a theater. Okay, I gotta go. There's youths, and they're gonna make fun of me. Bye. Because it's scary. It's hard. This was supposed to be losing my fresh start. This was supposed to be our new lives in Canada. These first 2 years did not go anywhere near how we'd hoped. I wanted to give up. But it's possible that we can pick it up now. That we can start our lives soon. A little hope goes a long, long way, and you have given me that back. It's really good. It's really good.
You're so sweet. The crying hasn't really stopped since the
I
cinema.
think I stopped crying for about 20 minutes, maybe in the middle of the film. It was just a steady, just from one eye, for some reason.
A little holiday.
A little fun, a little joy.
Joy's the joy. You're a criminal.
I loved it.
If you want to be part of the story, join Tristan, Lou, and their friends on their journey to building a Storybook Inn as they escape to the last threshold.